Hello world, welcome to Rex Arthur TV in conjunction with QSTPS TV, that's Queering Science, Theology, Philosophy and Spirituality. Yes, where we've changed our slogan. It's a new year, Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, and now we are going to have a new one, then saying, we are one world, different colors, one people. And that's going to be our new slogan. We are one world, different colors, one people. And so in this show, we are doing this so that we can, of course, LGBTQ rights are still part of that, and women's rights are still part of that. Black Lives Matter are still part of that. And so that's why we've just coined that together. Yes, it's still LGBTQ, women's rights, black rights, and the poor rights. Yeah, all of those people. But we are all people. Yeah, so it's more equalizing. Yeah, when we say we are one world, different colors, one people. It's more unifying. And that's what we'll be using right now. Yeah, so we want to begin with a moment of silence for Ruth, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. May God rest her soul in eternal peace. And as you all know, we know she's with God, the cosmic origin. Yes, and we are very happy that she finally has transitioned this day, yesterday. So yeah, we are happy because she's not dead. Yeah, she's in another state. Yeah, in another, like in America, there are many states. Yes, so when you move to another state, yes, that's like you've entered another zone. Yeah, so she's in another state. Yeah, the afterlife. Yeah, so it's just that sometimes we can't get there, yeah, physically with this body. We get there only in the spirit. Yeah, so that's what we know, of course, but it's saddening at the same time. Yes, because we didn't expect her to go that soon. Though for me, I knew she was going because she has been sick for 1 year. Yeah, so it was very evident that she was going to leave the planet or transit. Yeah, so that's what has happened. And we celebrate her life. So more should be about celebrating who she is as a person, as a justice, and a very important figure in American history. Yeah, not just American life, in American history and world history. Yes, because very few women are justices in the world. Yeah, so it's a huge loss. Yeah, law is not very easy. Yeah, to study law is very tiresome and tedious. And she did well. And if you know her life, she's a Jew, and we honor her for her Jewish origin and Jewish American, and we bless her family, and we bless Israel, and we bless all the Jewish people in the world. Yes, that they produced a very wonderful intellectual woman. Of course, some people had their views, they didn't agree with her in certain things. Yes, of course, LGBTQ issues, they still have issues with that. And others also had a problem with the women's rights, reproductive rights. Yes, and she's okay in the sense that in her time, let's just explain every part of Ruth. Yes, clearly. Yeah. So, and then we've put the picture of Justice Ruth and Justice Scalia, who also died in an election here. in 2016. Very interesting. Yeah, very coincidental. And as you know, we are a theological channel. We are one with God. Yes. And so God knows when to take people. Yes. So God took Scalia at the exact time he wanted to take Scalia, and he also took Ruth at the exact time he wanted to take Ruth. So that's it. That's all. Yeah. So everybody's day is appointed by God, even Chadwick. And I think the power. Yes, I can't say everything, but that's what I know. It's a very powerful year. It's COVID-19. Yeah, a lot of things are happening, and very big people like now Ruth have passed on. So people will be like, "Oh my God, yes." It's a test. Yeah, you got to stay strong. That's why we're doing this video. Yes, we're keeping you strong. Yes, don't be mournful, be celebratory of her life. Yes, she's been promoted to glory. Yeah, and don't be mournful. Yeah, it's a very dangerous time to be mournful. The temptation to be mournful will lead to a lot of disheartening in the country, and it's an election year, so it's very dangerous. Don't try that. Yeah, so be celebratory. Besides, she was 87 years old, so once you've passed 70 years, yeah, that's a plus in this tough world of climate change and a lot of health challenges, which is including COVID-19. Yeah, so let's go through a little bit of her. And she is the she was Ruth Ginsburg was has been in the justice system for quite a long time, and she was born Joanne Ruth Bader in 1933, and she has died at 87 and born in New York. And the cause of her death was pancreatic cancer, and they are going to bury her. And she was married to Martin Ginsburg, and he died in 2010. Yes, and she had two children, Jane and James. And she went to Cornell University, Harvard University, and Columbia University. Yes, wonderful. So this is a woman born at a time in America when her relatives were facing persecution in Germany. So she was lucky to not to be in Germany. Not that the ones who were there were unlucky. It's God's will. Yeah, God purposed everyone. Wherever you are, that's what God has purposed. Yeah, He's planned for you to be where you are. That's His will. Yes, you can't argue with it. So she was just, God purposed her to be in New York. And she was there and she studied, of course. And we just want to focus on her what do you call it, her judgments. And there's nothing much to say, really. It's just she was very fond of the women's rights, equality, and recently the LGBTQ rights, and also black rights. Yeah, not to forget black rights, because there was one quote she said: sex, just like race, yeah, can be used, yes, to cause a lot of destruction in the society. It can be used to cause a lot of dissent. Yes, let me get the quote itself. It's a very good quote. I watched it. I never heard her saying it, but I heard it today, and I was very happy to hear it. So as we get it, that was what she's saying, and she was like, just like racism is also like sexism, and like homophobia, and like transphobia, and like xenophobia. All of them are fears. People fear. You see? Yeah, they fear. And what is fear? They hate. Yes, they don't know this thing is when you're different from someone, they attack you. Yeah, you see? Yes, if you're different from me, I'll attack you. Yes, like when someone says you're gay, yes, let's say you tell someone, I'm gay. then they attack you. You see, they can beat you, they can insult you, they deny you a job. Then let's say you say, and then being black is even more scary. Yes, you have black skin. Even before you talk, yes, before you say you're black, you don't even need to say you're black. They just see your skin and then they judge you. You see, so there's a lot of that in the world. And so she was saying the same to sexism, which is also as deep as racism, because you just see a woman and you'll have all the judgment. Yes, you already have a full list, yes, of what a woman is. Or when you say a man, yes, you already have a full list of what a man is. Because there are some women who say all men are dogs, all men are useless. And some will say all women, they are just weak. You see? Yes, yeah, they are easily gullible. Yes, they're deceived. Yeah, in the Bible, they say, Paul said that the women he didn't want them to teach because they were deceived by the devil. So, and we've already told you that that's not the position, because evolution is what happened. And God is in charge of evolution. Yeah, so the story of the Genesis, the Bible, of this talking snake talking to Eve, yes, was mythology. Yeah, it was how they're explaining their understanding of the beginning of the world. But science has explained that the world evolved. Yes, and that's okay. Even with religion, yes, religion will even, it agrees with evolution, because God is in time. You see, evolution, when you understand the godly angle of evolution, your life will change. Because see, that's why I'm not affected even by the death of anyone these days. Yes, because it's in time. Yeah. Just like the world evolved, yes, and evolves. Yeah. It is in God's time. Evolution is God's time. So anything that happens in time, God planned it to happen in that time. It's unbelievable. So you must marry evolution with God and you'll calm down about life. Even COVID-19, all the deaths, yeah, God knew they were going to die. He even knows the exact number. Yes, and he knows exactly when COVID-19 will get a vaccine. He already knows it. That's what's called predestination. Before it happened, he knew it. Yes, you see, and that's the power of God. The cosmic origin. Yes, I also call God the cosmic origin. So that's why we are at peace, even though we should mourn. Yeah, we should also be at peace. Yeah, we should not let death take over us, yeah, that fast. So I've told you what Ruth stood for. Yeah, we were looking for the video. Yes, her quote on sex. Yes, and I hope it's the one I've got here. Yes, I hope it's the one I've got. Let's see. This one playing on.
Younger admirers with a scathing dissent. One generation. In my lifetime, I expect to see 3, 4, perhaps even more women on the high court bench. Women not shaped from the same mold, but of different complexions. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was on her way to becoming the second woman on the Supreme Court when she made that prediction. Serving on this court is the highest honor, the most awesome trust that can be placed in a judge. Her confirmation in 1993 marked the
So this is remembering
pinnacle of a
Ruth
legal
Ginsburg.
career that broke gender barriers. She was born Ruth Joan Bader in 1933 in Brooklyn, New York, to parents of Ukrainian and Austrian descent. She cited those immigrant roots as a source of strength and encouragement at this naturalization ceremony for new citizens in 2018. What is the difference between a bookkeeper in New York City's Garment District and a Supreme Court justice? one generation. My own life bears witness. The difference between the opportunities available to my mother and those afforded me. The young Ruth Bader graduated first in her class from Cornell University in 1950.
Okay, that's enough. Let's see if we can get the word itself, the text. Yeah, I want the text because she said something very powerful about uh, race and sex. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, that's life. And of course, we've told you about life and fear, racism. They are all what is called, yeah, what is called, they are all, it's fear and hate. Yeah, because you don't know, ignorance. Yes. So Nazism, nationalism, ultranationalism, yes, homophobia, transphobia, misogyny. Yes, they are all what you call their natural tendencies, their animal instincts. Yes, you'll naturally hate what you don't like. Yes, what you're not used to. Yes, you're not used to a certain behavior, certain dressing, yeah, certain language, yeah, certain color. Yes, so you'll fall into the animalistic part of your brain. Yes, to hate. Yeah. So how do you sort racism and all of that? Yes, you solved it with education. Yeah. So you go through education. What type of education? Biology, genetics. Yes. When you teach people those two, yes, then you will understand. Yes, that people, we are all one. Yes, we are all one people and we all live together even though we are different in personality and behavior. So once you have that, everything will be okay. Yeah, so I'm trying to look for that quote in text form. It was a video I'd watched, but I am not getting it as fast as I wanted. So anyway, she said what I said. Yeah, basically, sexism is just like racism, and she's very right. Yeah, so we bless her for that understanding, and now we conclude with where the world is going to go, because this is a very important person, is a justice on the Supreme Court. Yes, and justice is God. Yeah, there's God is justice, God is truth. Yes, so you have to um, understand that, of course, people like, some when you say that now, there's a right wing and left wing. Oh my God, I wish you know the hell that's happening out there. It's an election year and you're hearing every side, and I'm like, are you serious? Yeah, so people need to understand that justices are they are a justice is a very important person. He's the custodian of truth, yeah, which is God. Yes. And we are trained, as I'm a lawyer, yeah, by profession, and we were not trained, yeah, to be conservative, left wing. Even Ruth was not trained to be like that. Yeah, she was not trained. There is no training, yeah, for being a left wing, Democrat, Republican. There is no training like that. But now, what you see in the society, they think judges, yes, they are trained. They are trained to be political people. And even the Chief Justice of America said recently that there's nothing like Obama, Trump judges. Yeah, there's nothing like that. A justice is a justice, yes, and they serve the whole country. Yes, even our president, even presidents are supposed to serve everyone, both Republicans and Democrats. Even a governor is supposed to serve his enemy and his friend. Yes, that's what politics is all about. It's not about that I'm only going to take care of my kind. No, you must take care of all of them equally. Yes, so a justice also judges equally. So when you're in law school, they just teach you the law, and they teach you different jurisprudence schools. So some of them include feminism, and now we are going to have a new one called queer jurisprudence. Yes, this is where jurisprudence that covers and takes care of the sexual minorities, yeah, and sexual identities that have been discriminated against. That's a jurisprudence. Jurisprudence means wisdom. Yes. And then you have the feminist jurisprudence. Yeah, this was about women's rights. Yes, and how women have been oppressed by the system. And queer jurisprudence is how queer people have been oppressed by the system. And then you have racial minority jurisprudence, how Black people have been oppressed by the system. You see? Yeah. That even the whole understanding of jurisprudence is very European. Yes. So because Europeans never had blacks in their system, yeah, they never really dug deeper. Yes. If you read most old jurisprudence books, yeah, they don't have a lot of talk of black rights and black justice. Yeah. But now, because America has very many Black people, yes, a sizable minority, significant number of Blacks, yeah, there is a need for Black jurisprudence, yes, to discuss how law and justice has affected Black people. You don't want to know, yes, it's the saddest story in the world. Yes, it's the saddest story in the world, how Black people have been oppressed in America legally, quote unquote. Yes, it was Injustice Incorporated. Yes, you see, and there are so many cases. Yes, so many. It's so sad. Yeah. So there's a need to discuss Black legal philosophers and white ones, yeah, to discuss that situation. And so the current textbooks of jurisprudence will need to add that. Of course, there's a race theory chapter in the book I read when I was in school. Yes, but it was not so elaborate. Yeah, it was just, yeah, it was an old book. Yes, you see, it was written in we were reading the fourth edition. Yes, and it was first written in early 1900s. Yeah, so that's what you need to understand. So her death has now, I've called her a grain of wheat. Yes, and Jesus said, when a grain of wheat falls in the soil, it will produce many seeds. So I believe very many women should be inspired, yeah, to emulate her, yes, and flow. Of course, as I told you, because they are justices, we don't talk much about, yeah, what they should. She was not taught to be, yeah, she just picked a course. Yes, she got something that is dear to her heart. Yeah, even Clarence Thomas is a Black man, yes, in the judiciary, but he's not trained. Yeah, that's what you see. You can't attack Clarence Thomas because the school he attended, yeah, they didn't have a very clear Black jurisprudence section. So when you see Clarence there, he's really, yes, he's really what do you call it? His Clarence is really just a Clarence is just a lawyer, a Black lawyer. Yes, and he's a justice. So he's not a lawyer per se of bringing cases. Yeah, so you can't attack him. Yeah. So, and there are very many cases that the ACLU and all of this Southern Poverty Center, yeah, the Poverty and Law Center, they take to the Supreme Court, yeah, together with the NAACP, all these Black organizations. Yeah, so that's where the work should come. You don't attack Clarence. Yes, Clarence is okay. Yes, he was appointed as a justice, and he can only decide cases that come before him. Yeah, he can't be judicially activist. That's what Ruth was as a human being. She seems to be a very, yeah, strong-willed person. Yeah, so that's why she was very active and passionate about women's rights and minorities' rights. And we support her for that because, yeah, she's a justice and she's a woman. Yes, and she knew the hard system. Yes, where men are everywhere. and you're the only woman. Yes, and you have to stand strong. Yes, because you can. Oh, you see, yes, because there are men everywhere looking at you. Yes, you see. So she managed. So she just said, she was thinking, oh my God, yes, women need to be part of this system so that we can feel okay. Yeah, you don't feel threatened. Yeah, by the presence of a man. so no one is taught to be. Yes, yeah, you just, I like law schools today, and they can only evolve, yeah, now to add new jurisprudence like black jurisprudence and queer jurisprudence. Yeah, so remember, we are still evolving as a world, so everything is evolving. Okay, yeah, everything, including law school. And evolution means nothing is born perfect. Yes, it means that as time goes on, we perfect ourselves. And sometimes we can even die before the perfection is complete. So don't worry, just get better and better and better. So, what I see happening to America, I hope Trump picks a black woman. Yeah, that's what you heard Ruth saying. She wants to see diversity in the bench, but in the women's section, of course. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a black woman as a justice. It would be wonderful. Yes, because that's now equalizing, yeah, diversifying the bench. Yes, and now we're able to hear the God speak through a black woman. We have had God speak through white men, a black man, black men. There was another black justice and he left, and then and white women. Yes, but we need to hear God speak through a black woman. Yeah, because justice is God. It's truth. Yeah, I don't want to talk about the justices. They are very honorable. Even Ruth's funeral is dignified. Yes, it's scary. Yeah, it's like, yes, because someone sits at the bench, they decide on life and death issues. Yes, on issues that affect human beings. Yeah, so that's how it is. So I'm waiting to see Trump maybe pick, or whoever does the picking. Yeah, I always question the American justice system on that. Yeah, because you avoid partisan politics. Yes, in Africa, many justices, they don't pick justices like that. They have commissions that pick judges. So it's not about your party, it's about your competence. Yeah, so I prefer that to what is going to happen in America. Yeah, because, but anyway, it has worked for them. Yeah, it seems like they don't have a problem with it, because either way, you'll be vetted by Democrat senators. Yes, and so it's okay. Maybe it suits them. Yeah, but it's more divisive for me. But anyway, we'll wait and see. But I hope it's a black woman. Yes, and it should be. Yeah. Otherwise, Biden is ready to pick a black woman, yeah, to be a justice, and that's good. It's good for equality. And even on black people, I also wrote an article at our QSTPS blog. Yes, we are calling for affirmative action, that black senators, yeah, they should be a senatorial position for every state to pick a black senator, yeah, as affirmative action, so that senators are part of, black people are part of making the laws of America. Yes, yes, so they can be, yeah, they are part of the system. Yeah, they feel part, because it's very sad if black people don't feel part of the system. Even this election, they're already saying blacks don't want to vote. Yes, because, yeah, they don't feel like anyone there represents them, and that's dangerous. When that happens,